Hi, today we are celebrating another World Environment Day. World Environment Day 2021 has come up with the theme Ecosystem Restoration, and UN has given the entire decade for ecosystem restoration actions. Myself, Dr. Jikujos from Science. When we celebrate World Environment Day, if we are not understanding the purpose and not taking the action, it is not meaningful. This World Environment Day established in 1972, and in 1974, after 2 years, the first World Environment Day was held with the theme Only One Earth. Even though WED celebration have been held annually since 1974, in 1984, the idea for rotating the center of these activities through selecting different host countries began. Thus, in 2011, the theme was Forest Nature at Your Service, and in 2018, Beat Plastic Pollution. It was the theme, and in these 2 years, India has hosted its this Environment Day celebrations. We have Paris Agreement, we have Kyoto Protocol, we have Montreal Protocol, we have transboundary laws and regulations. We have like that. We have various national and international laws and regulations to tackle the environmental issues. But our planet Earth is yet to recover. Why it is so? It is because in one side, when we are trying to heal the wound, the other side we are making the wound more deepen. So it may take long time with the proper conscious actions to heal this world. When we consider the population we all tell that we all know that it is one of the major cause for this more pollution creation as well as this environmental degradation. There are lot many other species, but if we are seeing only humans, they are creating the issues for this environment. The humans, why they are creating issues, is because we are over exploiting the nature's resources. If we are seeing this graph, we can see in every 15 years there is 1 billion increase in the population. Especially after 1975, if you are seeing, you can see this steep growth over here. And thus we have reached 8 billion now. Before that it was very slow, the growth was very slow, and now it is tremendously increasing. How it is affecting the nature is when we are increasing the number, and you can see here India and China, it is having very huge number of population, highly populated. The pollution is also increasing. You can see the red color. It has been taken. It is taken by this from this pollution index site yesterday to show in the slide. We can see how many red colors are there. The red color indicate highly polluted areas. So it is not only one reason. It is a kind of cumulative effect of this population, pollution and overexploitation, and these three together contributing to this environmental damage. When we consider this ecosystem restoration, our main purpose should be to heal the wound. So it may take time, but we have to act patiently. We know very well that this biosphere's stability is because of this atmosphere, hydrosphere, and lithosphere. These three spheres are contributing a lot to this biosphere, and in fact, this lithosphere and hydrosphere and atmosphere are the major components which is making us to be or this planet livable. And without knowing that, we humans are contributing only the negative impact to these spheres. We are forgetting that we are taking all the resources here We are giving out, disposing of all the all the waste and all the garbage and degrading nature. All this we are doing. The ecosystem, when we are seeing altogether, when we are going for restoration, we need to know what is ecosystem. It can be generally, this is a place where we live in, and all the animals, all the organisms, all the plants, all the microbes in that ecosystem will have the network connections each other. They are depending on the energy transfer and nutrient transfer. So all are connected each other. The ecosystem can generally be classified into two classes, such as natural and artificial. Artificial ecosystems are example is aquarium. We are creating it. It cannot be stable by its own, but we have to help it to change the water or give some food or to change the organisms if there is any requirement, etc. When we consider this natural ecosystems are of two types mainly, aquatic as well as terrestrial. Terrestrial ecosystem is land, and land will have grassland, forest, desert, and cropland. And when we consider this aquatic ecosystem, we have freshwater as well as marine. Marine we know saline water, and freshwater we know lentic, lotic, all these with this wetland, all will be under this freshwater ecosystem. And freshwater ecosystem, the river, lake, etc. They are very low in number, and this when we are considering Earth, we know that three part of the Earth is covered by water, but we cannot take that for drinking because only we have only the potable water amount is very less comparatively. So we need to take care of this potable water or fresh water, and most of the part of this fresh water is under this. It is as glaciers, and we cannot take it, and others are in river and lake and in our well, etc. So when we see this terrestrial ecosystem, we have various ecosystem: terrestrial, grassland, forest, desert, cropland. We are contributing pollution to all these ecosystems. How do we achieve it? How do we achieve this ecosystem restoration? We have to go back and restore all the endangered species or all the ecosystem, soil integrity and all this texture should be proper. All this we have to do as per the requirement. The ecological restoration aims to recreate, initiate, and accelerate the recovery of an ecosystem that has been disturbed. So it is already disturbed, and thus when we are treating it, we will get ecosystem composed of native species. We can restore, improve, or create particular ecosystem function such as pollination or erosion control. There are various methodologies that we can observe for this uh, ecosystem restoration. One is revegetation. In this, we are replanting and rebuilding the soil of disturbed land. Habitat enhancement is another methodology. It's management objective that describes the manipulation of um, natural eco landscape to improve it for ecological function. And we can do rebuilding forest, rivers, and wetlands. Large-scale conservation aimed at restoring and protecting natural process and core wilderness areas, providing connectivity between such areas and protecting or reintroducing apex predators and key stone species. Passive restoration means simply allowing natural succession to occur in an ecosystem after removing the source of disturbance. The recovery of the deciduous forest in the Eastern United States after abandonment of agriculture is a classic example of passive restoration. So we are just removing the enemy. That is what we are doing. And remediation will be considered we are reversing or stopping environmental damage. And as we are treating a patient or a wounded body part, we have to go for assessment. And then at assessment, if we are considering our earth as a patient, we are going for diagnosis, and then we are restoring it, we are treating it, and we are monitoring, we are reviewing whether it is getting healed. These all are needed for our ecological restoration. And after that, we can see the environmental benefits. We have protected the ecosystem. Wow. And we can improve the air and water quality in your designated area, conserving and restoring natural resources. So when the cost of these natural resources or the facilities we are enjoying here from the nature is so high, it is priceless. For example, when we had this pandemic, we all were running for oxygen, and we had to pay money for getting oxygen for our health. It was it was free for us from this nature, and we damaged it, and now we are behind it. So this is high time to take actions. The world must deliver on its commitment to restore at least 1 billion degraded hectares of land in the next decade to tackle the climatic crisis. That is what UN says. So 115 governments are working together to make 1 billion hectares of land restoration. Farmers in the Eastern Cape in South Africa have replanted indigenous thicket on 330 plots, one of the largest ecological experiments in the world it is. This is in line with the UN's decade on ecosystem restoration. We have our Kannur Kandal project. Kandal means mangroves. Mangroves they have enormous biodiversity in it, and it is having mm, vital role in protecting our environment. So this control project ensure the survival of existing mangroves and increase the average acreage of such coastal wetlands across Kannur, potentially making it a prototype for the other coastal districts in Kerala and the rest of the country. And there is a movement in Karnataka also. Jetia has been leading its team of 20 people into the reserved forests around Karnataka's Bandipur for the last 10 years. Their mission is to restore areas degraded due to invasive species like Lantana camara and anthropogenic factors such as cattle grazing and fewer wood collection, and they are making it back to biodiverse habitats. So this moment you can see in the internet. This is very interesting. They are making their way and making it happen. With the ecosystem restoration, the main benefit we are going to get is reducing carbon footprint. We have created lots of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere because of our actions. 1 billion hectares of forest can help to limit global warming up to 1.5 degrees Celsius by 2050. The main role of this main role of reducing temperature, global warming, is played by this trees and also by white shield, ice, the polar region ice caps. A new analysis finds that adding nearly 1 billion hectares of forest could remove two-thirds of the roughly 300 gigaton of carbon humans have added to the atmosphere since 1800. We were adding a lot. So we can take individual actions for all these damages happen. Judicious use of management of water, including rainwater harvesting, waste segregation at source, recycling, planting trees and encouraging plantations of native species, developing and maintaining green spaces, choosing nature-inspired housing and energy-efficient solutions. All this can be done. And now, what if I don't take action? There are lots of examples for for the consequences wherever we haven't taken action. So when you see the web series Our Planet, it is telecasted in Netflix. It is narrated by David Attenborough, a environmentalist, an environmentalist he is, and he has given narration for many nature documentaries. And in the episode 2 of season 1, you can see this walrus as one animal, the fatty animal, is suffering because of the habitat loss. They are seen in Arctic polar region. There's ice caps. We know because of this global warming, our greenhouse gas emissions, carbon dioxide, this CFCs, all this causing global warming, and thereby melting of ice is happening. And because of this melting of ice, and they are losing this. These animals are losing their habitat out there. Once they lose the habitat, what will happen? They will be crowded over there. They do not know. They do not know where to go. So uh, that is so huge, and in some time they are not able to be there. So what they are doing, they are climbing that hill nearby. When they cliff the mountain, actually they cannot, but they are doing because when we are under suffocation in the too much, when we are in a too much crowded place, we always feeling suffocation. In order to escape, we will find some way, we will find some space and go over there because ultimately we all need to have fresh, relaxed breathing. So they are climbing this. Once they reach there, in order to come back, they are not able to see. That is, apart from the sea level, they are not able to see anything. When they are looking from there, the eyesight is not helping them to see the places over there. So they will try to come down, and in that effort, they will fall down, and many of them are dying. And it's very heart touching to see, and it is one consequence of our um, our anthropogenic pollution. So this is the cause for not taking action. My father was always thinking about the nature when he's doing something. He was planted, and I lost him last October. And whenever we are lazy or when we are not doing something, he used to tell us, rather than thinking about the benefit, you think about what is the cost of not taking action. So that is what I want all of us to think. Think always about the cost of not taking action. This is the time. We have to take action, otherwise, we will lose the time. And thus, I'm winding up. Thanks for listening. Thank you. Have a meaningful environment day. Thank you.